Smoke detectors are addressed within the National Electrical Code, specifically in Article 760. For residential buildings, there are specific requirements concerning ceiling mount height. The minimum distance a smoke detector can be mounted from the ceiling is 4 inches, which is equivalent to 102 millimeters. The maximum distance a smoke detector can be mounted from the ceiling is 12 inches, which is equivalent to 305 millimeters. It is important to note that for commercial buildings, the National Electrical Code does not specify particular height requirements for smoke detector placement. Therefore, the 4-inch to 12-inch rule applies only to residential buildings under the scope of the National Electrical Code. When installing smoke detectors, it is crucial to adhere to these measurements to ensure optimal functionality. Proper placement allows for effective smoke detection and early warning in the event of a fire. The reasoning behind these measurements relates to the stratification of smoke. Smoke tends to rise, but as it cools, it can stratify or layer. Placing a smoke detector too close to the ceiling can mean it reacts more slowly to smoke because it takes longer for the smoke to reach the detector in a stratified environment. Conversely, placing the detector too far from the ceiling might mean it misses the initial rising smoke, especially if there are drafts or air currents in the room. These regulations are designed to help ensure that smoke detectors provide adequate warning. Always refer to the latest edition of the National Electrical Code for the most up-to-date regulations, as codes can be revised periodically. It is recommended that a licensed electrician perform the installation of smoke detectors to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and standards. The National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, also provides guidelines and standards related to smoke detectors and fire safety, which can be helpful in addition to the National Electrical Code requirements. Local jurisdictions may also have additional requirements beyond those found in the National Electrical Code. Therefore, it is crucial to consult with local authorities or inspectors to ensure compliance with all applicable regulations. In summary, for residential buildings, the National Electrical Code mandates a minimum of 4 inches and a maximum of 12 inches from the ceiling for smoke detector placement. For commercial buildings, the National Electrical Code does not specify particular height requirements. Always consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code, National Fire Protection Association standards, and local regulations to ensure proper installation and compliance. Correctly positioned smoke detectors are a vital component of fire safety, providing early warning and potentially saving lives. The selection of smoke detectors is also an important consideration. There are two main types of smoke detectors: ionization and photoelectric. Ionization smoke detectors are generally more responsive to flaming fires, while photoelectric smoke detectors are generally more responsive to smoldering fires. Some detectors use both technologies to provide broader protection. It is recommended to install both types of smoke detectors or combination detectors in a home to provide the best possible protection against different types of fires. Another important aspect of smoke detector maintenance is regularly testing the detectors. Smoke detectors should be tested at least once a month to ensure that they are functioning properly. This can be done by pressing the test button on the detector. If the detector does not sound an alarm when the test button is pressed, the battery should be replaced or the detector should be replaced if it is hardwired and the problem persists. Batteries in smoke detectors should be replaced at least once a year, or more frequently if the detector begins to chirp, indicating a low battery. It is also important to keep smoke detectors clean and free from dust and debris. Dust can interfere with the detector's ability to sense smoke and can cause false alarms. Smoke detectors can be cleaned by vacuuming them with a soft brush attachment or by wiping them down with a damp cloth. Smoke detectors should be replaced every 10 years, even if they appear to be functioning properly. Over time, the sensors in smoke detectors can become less sensitive, reducing their effectiveness. Replacing smoke detectors every 10 years ensures that they will provide reliable protection. The location of smoke detectors within a home is also important. Smoke detectors should be installed on every level of the home, including the basement, and outside of each sleeping area. In new construction, smoke detectors are typically required to be interconnected, so that if one detector sounds an alarm, all of the detectors in the home will sound an alarm. This provides an early warning to all occupants of the home, even if they are in different parts of the house. When installing smoke detectors, it is important to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. The instructions will provide specific information about the proper placement and installation of the detector. If you are unsure about how to install a smoke detector, it is best to consult with a qualified electrician or fire safety professional. In addition to smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors are also important for home safety. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be deadly. Carbon monoxide detectors can alert you to the presence of carbon monoxide in your home, giving you time to evacuate and seek medical attention. Carbon monoxide detectors should be installed on every level of the home and outside of each sleeping area. They should be tested and maintained in the same way as smoke detectors. Both smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors are essential for protecting your home and family from fire and carbon monoxide poisoning. By following these guidelines, you can help to ensure that your home is safe. Remember to check the National Electrical Code for updates. Also, remember that while the NEC doesn't specify commercial detector placement, other fire codes might, depending on the specific occupancy. Some things you'll find are that spacing requirements are included, such as a detector should be installed every 900 square feet. Be sure to check with your local authority having jurisdiction. You will want to check for local amendments to the NEC as well. Amendments may be created by local jurisdictions to reflect the specific needs and requirements of their communities. These amendments can be more stringent than the NEC and may cover topics not addressed by the NEC. To find the National Electrical Code, you can typically find the information through several avenues. Firstly, the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, publishes the NEC. You can purchase a copy of the NEC from their website or from other booksellers. Secondly, many libraries have copies of the NEC available for reference. Thirdly, some local jurisdictions make the NEC available online. Fourthly, the International Code Council, or IC, also publishes a version of the NEC as part of its family of codes. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it is important to make sure that you are using the most recent edition. The authority having jurisdiction, or OJ, is the organization, office, or individual responsible for enforcing the requirements of a code or standard, or for approving equipment, materials, and installation, or a procedure. The AHA may be a federal, state, local, or other regional department or individual such as a fire marshal, building official, electrical inspector, or insurance company representative. The AHA has the final say on whether an installation meets the requirements of the NEC and other applicable codes and standards. The AHA may also have the authority to grant exceptions to the code in certain circumstances. It is important to work closely with the AHA throughout the design and installation process to ensure that the installation meets all applicable requirements. It is always the best practice to consult with a qualified professional, such as an electrical engineer, fire protection engineer, or a licensed electrician who is familiar with the NEC and other applicable codes and standards. These professionals can help you to design and install a safe and code-compliant electrical system. They can also help you to navigate the complex requirements of the NEC and other codes and standards. Here are some of the important considerations when working with smoke detectors. Firstly, ensure that the smoke detectors are listed and labeled by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or Intertic. Secondly, install the smoke detectors in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. Thirdly, interconnect the smoke detectors so that when one detector activates, all of the detectors in the home will sound an alarm. Fourthly, test the smoke detectors monthly to ensure that they are functioning properly. Fifthly, replace the batteries in the smoke detectors at least once a year. Sixthly, replace the smoke detectors every 10 years. Seventhly, keep the smoke detectors clean and free from dust and debris. Eighthly, do not paint or cover the smoke detectors. Ninthly, do not disable the smoke detectors, even if they are causing false alarms. Tenthly, if you are unsure about how to install or maintain smoke detectors, consult with a qualified professional. Here are some of the common mistakes that people make when working with smoke detectors. Firstly, failing to install smoke detectors in the proper locations. Secondly, failing to interconnect smoke detectors. Thirdly, failing to test smoke detectors regularly. Fourthly, failing to replace the batteries in smoke detectors. Fifthly, failing to replace smoke detectors every 10 years. Sixthly, painting or covering smoke detectors. Seventhly, disabling smoke detectors. Eighthly, assuming that smoke detectors are working properly without testing them. Ninthly, ignoring false alarms. Tenthly, being unfamiliar with the requirements of the NEC and other applicable codes and standards. Here are some of the resources that are available to help you learn more about smoke detectors and the NEC. Firstly, the National Electrical Code. Secondly, the National Fire Protection Association. Thirdly, the International Code Council. Fourthly, the Underwriters Laboratories. Fifthly, the Intertech. Sixthly, your local building department. Seventhly, your local fire department. Eighthly, qualified professionals such as electrical engineers, fire protection engineers, and licensed electricians. The installation requirements for smoke detectors vary depending on the type of building, the occupancy, and the local codes and standards. In general, smoke detectors are required to be installed in the following locations. Firstly, on every level of the home, including the basement. Secondly, outside of each sleeping area. Thirdly, inside each sleeping area. Fourthly, in the immediate vicinity of the sleeping areas. Fifthly, in hallways or corridors leading to sleeping areas. Sixthly, in living rooms, dining rooms, and other common areas. Seventhly, in attics and crawl spaces. Eighthly, in garages and carports. Ninthly, in storage areas. Tenthly, in any other areas where a fire may occur. In addition to the location requirements, there are also requirements for the type of smoke detector that must be installed. In general, smoke detectors must be either ionization smoke detectors or photoelectric smoke detectors. Ionization smoke detectors are more sensitive to flaming fires, while photoelectric smoke detectors are more sensitive to smoldering fires. It is recommended to install both types of smoke detectors in a home to provide the best possible protection. In some jurisdictions, combination smoke detectors are required. Combination smoke detectors combine both ionization and photoelectric sensors into a single unit. This provides the best of both worlds and ensures that the smoke detector will be able to detect both flaming and smoldering fires.